On YouTube, there's literally almost nothing you can do except for click. Basically streams. There'll be one.
Yeah, it's wild.
Literally
No,
one stream.
my thing looks differently than you think because of all the other content we have in there. Hold on. I'm trying to share screen. It won't let me.
There's still only one stream coming up.
All right, let me just do something real quick. Are we? We might even be live right now. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Everyone just watching this.
Oh my god! And it's also unbelievably lagging.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah, we're super live.
Cool. I can't see it.
A minute and a half delay. I'm unbelievably angry right now. I cannot tell you how easy this is. You're killing me.
Don't know how I effed that up, but you know what? Hi, everybody. John doesn't like YouTube. That's kind of what this is all going to come down to.
I love that we started off with this.
We're fine. You know what? Screw it. The whole concept of this entire thing was, hey guys, we're gonna do stuff live randomly, and
hey, if you want to say something back to us, you have to wait about an hour and a half because that's the latency we have set up for this particular stream.
Maybe. These things happen. I'm actually
loud and Brad is quiet. That is because John thought I was too loud in his headphones and turned me down.
All right, I can go up.
The fact that your audio on your computer determines how loud I come.
Oh, that's probably a thing, huh? All right, fine. I'll turn you up.
Two different ways you can do that. Your Discord, because we're doing this.
All right,
Discord,
this should work now.
You have to adjust either the volume in Discord or make sure you adjust my levels in OBS.
That's what I did. I just changed your levels in OBS, so we should be a little bit better now. Is it possible? Who knows?
We can barely hear Brad. Also, turn me up in Discord.
Oh, they're way behind me. That's why. I'm gonna give them a minute to catch
up. You know why?
Good now. Behind. See now. Hello. Good now. All right. So, I don't care. All right. I'm gonna have some of this, which tastes a lot better than the Gonster did earlier, and we're just going to enjoy ourselves.
Oh my God!
All right. So. Yeah, if you go to the Discord, you'll see the video. The video's up in the Discord. Okay. All right. I'm finally caught up, everybody. Sorry about all that. John and technology don't always go great. So,
what? The machine gods prayed.
I'm not a huge fan of Discord. I'm not a huge fan of Discord. Or not Discord. I'm not
that was brutal.
YouTube Live.
We have an entire script about things we want to talk about and kind of reminisce about. One of them is how terrible we are at technology, and I love that we start off by going live without knowing we're going live
with no clue. I literally had like a pre-live screen, then I had a mid-live screen, and then we were going to go live together, and none of that happened because I just went fuck, I'm out of time. And then here we are.
Yeah. So. And then you clicked all of the buttons.
Oh.
Also, by the way, I watched him drink the Gonster live. It was gross just watching it.
Well, no. There's a second one. Sorry, you saw the one a while ago. There's a new one I did.
We're frozen right now.
I know how to fix it.
You haven't minimized.
Yep. There we go. Are we still frozen? No, we're good now.
I mean, I don't know because it takes.
Oh yeah, it takes a second. That's on me. It's been solved.
Again, I would tell you, except for the fact that I'm a time traveler right now. It'll unfreeze in a second. You are aggressively bad.
All right, I'm just gonna. Well, it's the problem. All right, so transparently, buddy, I have a single monitor, so I do the one large widescreen monitor thing. And it's really great for most things you do. Especially, it's more for work. I can have multiple windows open. Because that, though, it can create problems with things being open on top of other things. And that jacks a bunch of stuff up. So, So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have to look off screen a little bit because I wrote a script and I don't want everything to freeze when I do this. So, all right, let's actually get started. What are we?
Oh, people.
Not 9 minutes late.
Screw you, Doc.
Yeah. All right. So, welcome everybody to our 2-year anniversary Q&A. For those of you who
So wild.
taking a break from listening to our coverage of the Ultramarines that just released, you're welcome. That was genuinely fun to do. But before we get into it, big thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for listening over the years, especially those of you who were here in the beginning. Man, that sound quality was rough. We're going to talk a lot through the Q&A, some of the stuff we learned, but I apologize and thank you for those of you who heard us and went, no, I think I like them, despite them transmitting from the inside of an old soda can. And for those of us who've joined more recently, thank you. This is awesome. It's really great to have all the people who, especially the ones who jammed through all our episodes. We are at a size now that I really blows my mind. We thought that we might get a couple thousand listeners if we were lucky within our first year or two doing this. We're in the hundreds of thousands now, so that's freaking psychotic. And that only happened because you all listened to us, you liked us, you talked about us, you made comments on our comment page for mainly Spotify is our number one spot below those areas.
Comments for the comments god.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that everyone's kind of come through, and genuinely, like this is awesome. The community that exists is incredible. It gives me a lot of joy because I'll be honest, I get exponentially more positive feedback here than I do at work from my bosses, and I make those people money. And you all are like, he makes silly content I listen to for an hour a week, and like he's my favorite person. Like, ugh, well, maybe not favorite, but not least favorite. So there we go. So with that out of the way, I also like to use these quarterlies to give people a little roadmap. We get lots of questions of what are you going to do. So letting you know kind of what's coming up. For those of you who are listening recently or unaware, we did the Ultramarines. That came out today. I'm not going to tell you how many episodes it is. It is less than 22, but it is more than one.
Sadly, we did not cover anything in Space Marine or Space Marine 2.
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing coming up, the next quarter, we're going to be doing Leagues of Votann, because they finally have a codex, which is important. The War of Armageddon, and our first chunk of lesser-known Space Marine chapters. I'm not sure if we'll do Karkadons, if we'll do Legion of the Damned, but we're doing definitely one of those. And then we are going to finally jump into the Space Marine game. Transparently, I wanted to give the game about a year or so, just because so people can play through it, really kind of get to know it. We probably could have done this earlier, but whatever, I've been busy, and we just covered Ultramarines anyway, so it makes life easier. So I also, at the same time, want to invite all of you who haven't listened to the history of 40K. It's a show Brad and I have as well. It's also available on Spotify. We finally kind of found our voice on that one, and it's getting pretty good. For those of you who play the game or find playing the game interesting, that's what we're making it for. It's a show focused on, hey, what was 4th edition? Good God, 7th edition is just going to be brutal. But talking about just some of these really 7th. See, I think 7th is actually going to be the best one to talk about. It's the worst one to play, but it may be the best one to talk about. Because, like, this is the amount of stuff GW got wrong. Like, and then back to back got it wrong. But,
well, they doubled and tripled down.
Yeah, on over and over again. So, really great one. I also, for those of you...
Episode of hot takes? I mean, hell, we're going to do hot takes today.
Hot takes would be brutal. So, by the way, guys, you got the comments. You're about a minute and a half behind us. Sorry. It is what it is.
I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm just saying that person has 2 thumbs. Yeah, that person has 2 thumbs and can use all the shelves in his house. But you use the bonus shelves? That's crazy talk.
That's actually where if I have like really good cookies, that's where I hide them because my wife doesn't know they're up there. John is a sweet tooth, by the way, a really impressive sweet tooth. But also our Discord. I think most of you probably are in it already, but if you're not, jump into our Discord. We crossed 10,000 today, and you can see a fun video of me consuming a vile beverage as a result of it. But for those in the Discord, one thing I do want to tell people in the Discord is there's lots of channels in the Discord. one of the things that we do in that Discord really well is it helps us shape the show. It's not just in the Ask John and Brad section or in the episode discussion. I'm in every channel, so I will see people asking gameplay questions, people posting memes. It gives me an idea, and Brad an idea of where people want to go and kind of what they want to do with it. So I really do recommend coming to the Discord. Just general interaction there does help steer our show quite a bit. But we're here for a pseudo Q&A, more John and Brad telling you how incredibly bad at this we actually are.
Reminisce.
So, let's reminisce.
I mean, I feel like we really showed them our level of technological
We did.
mastery.
We've come out pretty well. And I want to start off with
the first minute or so of this particular episode was us going, "Hey man, push the big red button while punching the screen and it'll work."
Yeah. And not realizing we were live. The level of two old people arguing, what it was you. Let's do an old people reference. This thing started the way old people when we were young would record voicemail messages. Like, is it on? Hello. So anyway, the quick backstory for those who haven't heard the story before. I think we've told it, but I'll tell us again where this cast came from. It's one of my favorite stories. Brad and I have been friends for many years. Brad, before this, has had shows on YouTube where he talks about competitive, but he's always wanted something that's a bit more formulaic. And we talked about ideas one time.
I want to talk about lore.
Well, no, you didn't originally. Originally, you had a different idea, and you and I sat together and we came up with a lore idea, and it was all Brad's thing to do. It was like Brad's going to do lore because Brad's read all the books. Like, that's simply put. You read all the books. And I love, because I was like, all right, Brad, here's an idea. Go do it. How'd it go, Brad?
Yeah.
That show never came out. So Brad comes to me and says, I told him, hey, how's it coming? He's like, I like the idea, but it's hard to get people together and all this stuff. And he just caught me on one of my, like, John days. And when on a John day, I just go, F it, watch this. So I was like, okay, cool. Next Friday, come to my house. And then
you didn't even say that. Hold on.
Yeah.
You make it sound like it was so much more planned.
No, there was no plan. Just come to my house.
The beginning of the week, you said, "Hey man, just come over. We'll get lunch and shit, and we'll drink a bottle of wine." And then, like, on Wednesday, you sent me a text picture of a bunch of boxes. So John just out of nowhere ordered. By the way, we talked about hypothetically doing this. And instead, he gets all the mics, all the equipment, and goes, "I'm going to figure out how to edit this." And we do a cast on Friday. While I'm driving up, he opens all of the mics and the equipment up. I'm going there to record. He's like, "Wonder what's in these boxes."
Yeah. I've never in my life before, but Brad walked in here, done any semblance of recording. I've never been in a band. I'd never even done like debate club recorded, like that level. I was plugging microphones in going, I hope this is the right way up. That's how it went. Plugged it all in, did our first show. No one's ever heard it. We just didn't know what we were doing. But then we did our second show a week later. And that one is available. That is episode 0 or episode 1, whatever I titled it. That was on no practice.
How many times have we recorded an episode with and not recorded?
Let's get there. We'll get there. But what I want everyone to know is, like, this, everything you ever see here is self-taught. And that's what makes it funny. Brad and I just kind of, all right, well, this didn't go great. Let's try it this way. And we do things. Now, the fun thing about this is that when it's a self-taught process, the best way to learn something is to screw it up. And we screwed a lot of stuff up. And that's what I want to spend some of this cast talking about. My favorite one, and this is entirely a John one, because John has this responsibility, the press record button. Turns out, some days, that button's elusive and doesn't want to get pressed that day. That's the excuse I give myself, or I just forget. At least 4 times, and one of them was 6 weeks ago, I have forgotten to hit press record. That one we caught 20 minutes into. It wasn't this bad.
Out of the 2 years, my least favorite one. So one of the many things that checked up with me, and yes, Don does shit on me. It's hilarious. Is I was in a not great way with an epic migraine.
Yeah.
And we grind through with me faking it the entire time. And John walks back and goes, hey, hold on just a second. And walks back and goes, all right, good news and bad news. And I'm like, all right, the bad news, we haven't recorded anything.
Yeah.
I like the good news. He's like, there is none. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of hope.
That was literally what I said.
I was like, Dick, move, man.
Yeah, that one was funny. That was a good one. You're like, oh, good news and bad news. What? We're fucked. Anyway, so that was hilarious. So that's a fun thing to learn. Another one that's important to learn, and this is a multi-part. Microphones are directional. So,
Oh God.
I just assumed if I was in the general vicinity of this, it could pick me up, and couldn't figure out why some of my audio sounded like I was over here for some reason. And then
Also,
other times, it was here.
Also, the more excited I get, the more I eat the microphone.
Yeah, well, that was the other one. Because I don't know the directional. Then from there, we move on to microphone discipline, which, again, so candidly, right now, Brad and I, thanks to the Patreon, and massive thank you to you guys, we were able to afford buying Shure microphones. We're using very high-end microphones now, and I cannot thank you Patreons enough for that. It really is amazing. But before, we were using microphones I think I bought for $50, and they were a bit more temperamental than the current ones are. And
we still have problems with the filters and my epic loud laughs, apparently.
Oh my God. I mean, I still laugh. I mean, so these microphones were like, if you were a little bit off center, you lost everything. So Brad decides he's got this. I know how to solve this problem. I will place the microphone basically here in front of my face. And I would set the table up before he got here. And I'd put the microphone about 12 inches away from his face. And Brad would sit down, wheel the chair in closer, grab the base of the microphone, and move it to just off his nose. Which, you know, again, if we were professionals, this is a good idea. The problem is that we then would sit down and drink the entire time, meaning that microphone picked up every sip, every gulp, every time it went down. My favorite was
also double fisting the entire time.
Yeah, so yeah, we would pick up you pouring wine, had to pull that one out. But my favorite was the two things Brad did. One is he loves a good Diet Dr. Pepper.
There's only two things?
No. Brad, you know, let's take it. I'm talking about. Take him and tell everyone how much Diet Dr. Pepper you used to drink.
An unhealthy amount.
Yes.
I would all of them.
I don't drink soda, not because I'm special. I just don't care for it. And
John bought enough diet soda, and he said, "Man, I brought quote unquote a ridiculous amount. This will last us through the winter, probably more." So the first month I drank all of it.
Yeah, I went to Costco and got a whatever container of Dr. Pepper, filled the refrigerator in my basement. We're good. I was so proud of myself. And the first cast, Brad drank like 6 of them in an hour, and I was like, "Well, that's not going to last that long."
Let me go to the wall here. It's just a joke, but does he need a stepladder to get in the chair? The answer is funny. Occasionally, hold on. One of us is a jokester and would set the chair slightly higher than it usually is, so my feet don't touch the ground. I refuse to say anything about it.
There's 2 pieces of this. So the thing about Brad is, how tall are you, honestly? 5?
As of my last doctor's appointment, screw on, I'm telling that story.
Yeah.
I've been 5'6" my whole life. My last doctor's appointment I went to, they said I was 5'5.92". Screw you guys.
Yes. Just because you annoyed them. So Brad is not a tall person. I am 6'4". So my desk chair is different. And one day I thought to myself, but Brad's got a lot of pride. So one day I thought, what will happen if I just raise the chair up a little bit? What will he do?
Fuck, John.
And I watched nothing. And I watched as Brad's feet dangled. And he was like kicking them, by the way. I was watching, I'm sitting there the whole time, watching his feet dangle at the bottom of the chair. And I'm just waiting for him to realize, it's this chair thing. If the release is right here, you just press a button and, oh, look, I'm lower. That's all he had to do. Nope. Pride carried him through. And also, he sat there with dangling feet.
I need Zoobs' story because we could make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Barsadi gives him a boost. First, he grabs Brad under the arms. Then they pretend Brad's a Crimson Hunter Exarch, and John flies around the basement making plane noise.
You're vastly too heavy. Yeah,
Yeah,
vastly too
that's
heavy.
true.
You are built like an actual brick.
I do not float at all.
It was funny. So those were some fun ones. But one of my favorite ones with the microphone discipline, though, was when Brad tries to quietly open a can of soda. Now, you think to yourself, someone has to quietly open a can of soda. What would they do? Well, the microphone's here. So obviously, they would turn their back to the microphone and open it over here. Brad
Directly next to it.
Just held it here because he wanted to make sure he could still talk and just tried to slowly pull the tab, which did not work at all. It was very, very loud.
I did this multiple times.
Yeah.
The worst is when we both got sick and we stayed sick for a while.
Yeah.
And I ate somewhere between 3 and 4 million cough drops.
Yeah.
And I chewed the shit out of them.
Into the microphone. Well,
into the microphone.
We both were doing this, and I remember editing this, just going like I pull it up, I go to edit.
Scooch up just a little bit, John.
Oh, sorry. Volume wise?
No, just get closer.
Oh god, yeah. I editing just went. It was brutality. So I go to do the edit, and what happens is like when you put a lozenge in your mouth, we have a lot. I tell you guys, I work in dental, so we actually our mouths they're designed to kind of deflect sound a little bit. So in your mouth, you don't really know how loud a lozenge is that you're like kind of like messing around and gnawing on. When you're doing that and the microphone's here and your mouth is open the whole time, turns out it's really loud. Who knew? So that was a fun edit job. Yeah, that was brutal. My favorite one, though, that we had to learn the hard way is don't get drunk while recording your podcasts.
You know what? The same way I feel about the lodges, John, I feel strongly that we lose some of the mojo without drinking several bottles of wine.
There was one where so when Brad and I would record in the house, he'd come here to make it worth his time. We do 2 episodes at a time. So we're doing about like 4, maybe probably 2.5 hours of recording with a little bit of a break in between. In that 2.5 hours, I realized we accidentally drank 2 bottles of wine. And by the end of the second episode, it was pretty evident that we had drank 2 bottles of wine.
We drank more of that one.
You're right. We did a bottle of wine. Then we went and got lunch, where we drank at lunch. And then we came back from lunch and drank another bottle of wine. I digress.
That was the one where we thought we had an hour and 20-minute episode, and then we went, oh, well, some of this is unusable. So
yeah, that was some fun editing. But guys, go ahead and ask. I'm seeing the questions coming in the chat. We'll get to them in a second, but I do want to finish up on our favorite lesson learned. It is learned by a Mr. Bradley Chester. It turns out that if you shout your email address out on episode after episode after episode, the spam bots of the internet will get a hold of said email address and email you everything that's ever existed. For the old sake, Brad, you want to tell everyone what your email address used to be?
oldmanbrad40k@gmail.com.
There it is. Just because I wanted to make sure it get hacked again.
Why not?
Yeah.
I answered some of them recently. I was trying to weed through it.
Yeah, there's some.
Because I had nothing but whack spam, hack attempts, hacked.
God.
And I don't drink Top Shelf because I can't drink them. By the way, Lords of Terror are the worst thing ever.
That's a very good one.
I just need to know everybody to know that.
Yeah. Another fun thing we also learned was that John can't pronounce words. It's my first language. It's actually it's my main language. I barely speak Spanish or Italian, but I use them on occasion. But yeah, English, primary language. Speaking it forever. Went to college. Took English classes in college. Turns out it's not retinue. Turns out it's written, or it is retinue.
It is retinue.
It's not retune. Whatever.
Dude,
Whatever.
I do enjoy. You're one of the smartest people I know. I love when you
Can't
just
pronounce words.
randomly make up and but confidently though. Like
Oh
just
yeah,
this is the Google schnapper. You're
yeah.
like, what?
I don't know. I do enjoy. Sorry, I'll be honest, guys. I do enjoy when someone just gets super mad at me for mispronouncing something that they really care about. Like I took a lot.
Scissors.
The scissor ass. I took so much crap for scissor ass.
In the middle of the cast, I legitimately went and gave him the phonetic of how to say that. In the cast, I just played it for him.
Yeah. No. Simply put, no. I numerous people, John, it's Cesaris. And I was like, or hear me out, it's scissor ass. It's a better model. It's an easy. I mean, here's the, if the model was made back when they were doing all pewter, guarantee it would have been scissor ass because it would have been a pewter model.
It would have been
with
broke.
Yeah, just that's how it is. 100%. Yeah, zombie plow. Retinue. Ugh. This is the problem. If I read, this is the issue. Is I read more than I watch in general in life, so I don't get a lot of pronunciation corrections. It's just how I am as a person.
I go into the wall on this one. If we are not doing a cast, I consistently still say Conrad Cruz.
Oh, Conrad Cruz was brutal. So that came in. People, we were. This is.
I was saying that for 30 years.
I know, but this was like, so people don't understand. For those of you who are newer to the cast, we got Conrad Cruz wrong, Conrad Kurz wrong as Conrad Cruz in like episodes 1 through 5. So we have no idea what we're doing.
One of my favorites too, so I'm constantly referencing him.
People are raging like, what are you talking about? And I was following Brad's lead. So I'm like, oh yeah, probably is Conrad Cruz. He's read all the books. I haven't. I don't even like Night Lords. It's probably Conrad Cruz. No, it's Conrad Kurz. And we had to do like, I think it was like episode 7 or something where we did like a disclaimer like, hey, everybody, sorry. Oopsies. Same with the Abaddon one or Abaddon. That one, I don't care how to pronounce that one. Where it was, we were calling him the Despoiler, but he was the Destroyer, or whatever it was. That was not great. That one wasn't great.
Well, don't worry about that. We occasionally.
There's a lot of ones where we've just gotten just dead wrong, and it's all the thing about, just so you guys understand, when you get something wrong and it's recorded and published, it sucks. Because I have to read all. I mean, it is the amount of comments I get on Spotify about you got this wrong. It's over and over and over.
I mean, you should do it my way though, and just announce it. I've been wrong. I'll be wrong again.
Yeah,
that's my go-to. Or you can handle it like Alan and obsess over it for months.
Yeah, we also, I will say I have done a better job of not spending my entire time like raging over someone's negative comment about me on the internet. Anyway, so that was good. Let me just go through it just real quick before we cover some more stuff. There's always some questions in here. I mean, so first and foremost, as far as things that we got wrong, my favorite one, aside from just the constant naming mechanics, were when we just got a couple like small pieces of lore that were actually really critical wrong. It sucks, guys. We got corrected on some of our Eldar stuff with old ones. We got recorrected on Tyranids a couple times.
It's not canon, anyways. I stand by most of that.
Fine, fair enough.
I'm taking a stance on my not canon Brad beliefs. I hold firmly to my completely undefendable arguments.
Oh God, I do see the people commenting on poison. It is actually one of my favorite things. We were covering that space. That's actually one of my favorite episodes. Is when we were covering the Space Marines, and we both had that realization that they're immune to poison, and it comes up constantly. Just constantly. Although I do think
the things that fire me up. I'll go into the Lords of Terror before, but you really started me off with the poison thing because you kept popping it in there just because you like pushing my buttons on that. And it drives me absolutely bonkers because they have multiple organs in the Space Marines that supposed to filter out poison. They're wearing a sealed power armor suit that also has filters versus basically everything They can be out in space and somehow they constantly get poisoned.
Yeah, because well, it's poisoning. Also, I do want to call out Zombie Plow for your comment about the amount of gray hair and no hair on the thing.
But the funnier part is while I shave my head on the video, I actually even look more bald than I am, and I am bald.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, no.
But the video.
Oh,
But,
all right. Sorry, someone's asking about Tau. So Tau is one of my favorite ones. People say I had to stop hating on Tau, by the way, because I got enough people are like, all right, we get it. You don't like Tau. I'm like, but I really don't.
Yeah, like you don't get it.
Like you don't get it. We edit stuff. Stuff gets edited out of my Tau thing. Tau, I actually, it's 8th edition. I didn't like Tau in 8th edition. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that though. There's a Tau rip in every episode, and there could be more.
I stopped for a bit. I come and go a little bit on them now, but yeah, there's usually it's at least it was every episode for like 60, and then since then I've been like, all right, well, we'll take one off here and there. Yeah, they are. I not a part of the game I actually like.
The amount of times that in the writing of the episode you will put in something that has nothing to do with Tau, but just a pimp Tau, and then you go blah blah blah, a huge threat to the galaxy. Unlike Tau,
yeah. I would just bring, I'll just whip it back in like, well, because it's true. They're not a real threat. Them and Votan are like they're there. That whatever. It's like, oh yeah, we got 7 systems. No one cares. Like it's just no one cares.
Yeah, the thing is in 8th edition, Tau were a problem. Oof.
Oh, in 8th edition,
spam was just awful.
Like shield drones. The fact that they took shield drones out of the game made me really happy.
Well, they exist. They just don't exist on the table.
Yes, I mean they're not on the table anymore. So they can't.
No. I mean they're in the game. They're just fine. Not represented.
But they can't sit in the bottom floor, making my charge impossible anymore. Oh, that's nice.
That's tough. I want to go on that. I want to go on this one real quick because it's going to send me down a little bit of a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
If the game was more lore accurate, who would be the best army?
Custodes.
Well, I was just to say, but Custodes is so small.
Custodes.
In actuality,
I'm not even going to stop. It's Custodes. I'm sorry. It's Custodes. Harlequins are your 2. I mean, in the sense of like, if we're doing a point for point thing, it's Custodes Harlequins. Tyranids are the biggest threat.
Only be able to. Well, I'm talking about if they on the game though. Tyranids are actually fairly actually represented on the table.
Yeah.
Custodes are not. I mean,
no.
Any of the Harlequins are not. The Solitaire for sure is not. He's a living god, basically.
Or they legended Drago. Drago is actually, I think, was the worst one because the fact that Khorne was afraid of him made it feel like when I put him on the table and he died. It's
also trash that when he shows up, he's just random guy.
Yeah.
At the table.
Whereas, like in the lore, it's like there are greater demons of Khorne are hiding from him. And he gets on the table. Yeah. And you put him on the table, and I take like my Catachan squad and charge him and go, "This will probably work."
I mean, I would say who's the best if we went lore? Custodes, but you get like 2 guys for 2,000 points.
Still win.
Same thing with Harlequins.
You still table the opponent.
Who's the weakest on the board versus? So let's go the opposite.
Go the opposite. Who's the worst on the board?
It doesn't have to be the worst on the board, but worst compared to
worse on the board. It's different. Let me go through. So it's not going to be the chaos factions. We're going to go. We're going into the Imperium. Maybe Grey Knights actually.
Yeah, they have a bananas.
Grey Knights or Death Watch. Actually, I would say because Death Watch are supposed to be the like SEAL Team 6. They play like regular Space Marines. So there's that one, but they actually are candidly pretty good in the tabletop. They tend to play pretty well. Whereas Grey Knights are supposed to be this almost unstoppable force. Or I would actually maybe go Demons. If I actually think about it, like the fact that you can bring the bird. What's his name? The named bird. I want to say Karandras. It's not, obviously. Kairos.
I was just waiting for you to. I kind of wanted to see what you were going to call him.
Kairos Fate Weaver.
For like a KO roll. So.
I was just going to go bird head. I think like Kairo's
Well,
Fate Weaver in the lore is insane.
well, also some of the bloodthirsters are bananas.
Oh yeah, well
Like
Scarbrand's had some good rules. If we're going like, but I think it's not really fair to look at currently. Let's go back multiple editions. Who is
well, you gotta
someone
go to
in the
Angarox.
Angron?
The, no, the first bloodthirster guy that came out, the one from Forge World that was huge.
Oh, that thing was
You
cool
got
as hell.
Scabarax, the name, the first. You got Alphabet. I don't
Alphabet
I'm not
soup,
even
the
gonna
bigger
try
bird. There we go. Yeah,
the bigger
that
bird.
alphabet.
But,
Yeah, you know, actually, you know
but
who I'm
but him
thinking.
on the board was like out of control.
So we're talking about who's the weakest. So I guess what's the question? The question is who is
Well, we said who was going to be the strongest, in
who?
my lore. And
What
I think we both agree it's
I think we're
Custos.
doing it wrong.
Custos.
So let's go that way. Who
And then we said
should be?
words.
Yeah, and I realized we got the question wrong. The question is from the lore standpoint.
Who can bench more, John or Brad? You know what? I'm taking this one.
It is Brad.
Like,
It is
it's
Brad.
wildly Brad. Ha
Yeah.
ha!
Who
I'm a
can
victor in one thing.
who can step over a bench? John.
Also, I don't know if you throw a jab at me. I don't think I get to be in the same picture with my arm. My
No,
arm's so
yeah, well, it's more if I teeped you and they had to have me and my leg in the photo, I'm not sure if you're in the picture.
I'm not for
yeah.
sure.
But actually, so I think the flip side, if we're talking about who lore wise should be the weakest in the tabletop, yeah, that's going to be Imperial Agents, guys. Those are just Sean, Eric, Sarah, and Marshall holding a shotgun, looking at a bloodthirster, going, "Today is
It's
not
funny,
my day."
I was saying people put guard in there. I think guard on the table are actually pretty accurate. They should
Yeah,
have wildly more people though.
that's the thing. It's a guard should be 30-man squads at the same point level. Maybe with a worse save. That would be
Segway cops in the mall. Yes, Imperial agents are. Also, why are they a faction? It's just it makes no sense.
They're in that closet right there. I don't want to hear it. They're right there, and I love them.
What are the numbers? Hold on, I gotta know what do the numbers mean. I don't know.
What are the numbers
I
there?
don't know what's happening.
There might be numbers. Oh, no idea. No idea.
Lion's new lore for me a letdown. I thought the Lion would just have more. To be honest with you, I'm not bummed. And they're slowly making this tabletop model better. No, let's go with both of them. He came out as
not a
hot
fan.
trash.
Yeah, that's so the problem with the Lion. So here's the problem in the game, and GW avoided this for as long as they could. They eventually had to bring the Primarks back into the game. It's like we're talking about Custodes. I would actually argue maybe we're wrong. It might be the Primarks are the biggest letdown tabletop to lore.
Anything big is going to be a letdown.
Yeah, I mean, Knights are a letdown, but it's just now that I'm thinking about this, it's like, okay, the Lion. What should the Lion's attacks and saves be in melee?
It depends also what story you go to, because those guys do wild, epic. Everybody's like we talk about this in the Ultramates cast, where everybody's always having these like 2 and 3 day battles. So
yeah, and that's where it's just they do what they can, because the problem is, and again, it just depends for our listeners how long you've been playing the game. If you're newer to the game, the balance is a thing now. If you're older to the game, you remember Forge World. And I own
Forge World was whack.
A lot of Forge World stuff. I still have it, can't play with it, but I own it. Forge World is it was a similar problem for GW. If you wanted to buy a Dreadnought from Forge World, for example, a Leviathan Dreadnought, let's use one that people have seen a few times. The Leviathan Dreadnought. I don't want
to talk about the Leviathan.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, a regular Dreadnought's like
currently from winning LVL.
Yeah, but a regular Dreadnought's like maybe $50-$60, somewhere in that. It might be less, but somewhere in that realm. Unless you're in Australia, in which case it's 700 Australian dollars because GW hates your country. And then you get it's true. Sorry, they're it's brutal.
Also, what are they sending them over in? Like Final Fantasy airships? Like, why does it cost so much?
I think is GW secretly like sneaking in like gold cougar ants in the models and taking out before they sell them to you. But anyway, so you buy a regular Dreadnought, let's say $50-$60. A Leviathan was like 200, maybe even more if you buy all the
I mean,
accessories.
all the Forge World shit cost $1 billion comparatively. It
And
was all
so,
so expensive.
and what GW did though was they were like, well, look, someone's giving us 5 times the cost for this dreadnought versus our other dreadnought. Let's improve their rules by a 5 time multiple. And for some reason, that caused some problems.
That and the Chaplain Dreads that year
Look, that was
that
one
had
of
loan op.
the Chaplain Dread was my favorite thing because I was at that moment living in Bay Area, California. And if you're not aware of Bay Area, California, there's some money there. And the Chaplain Dreadnought comes out. Chaplain Dreadnought is good. And I saw a Chaplain Dreadnought on like every table for like months until they made it go away. Because everyone went, how much is it? All right, here you go. Also, we had 3D printers. GW still thinks Australia's a penal colony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that maybe. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what. Do you think someone at GW lost a girlfriend to an Australian guy, and that's where all the pricing came from?
Yeah. The question in the Henry Cavill's episode, if they still said what it's going to be about.
No, the Cavill thing still, and that's good. It's under well wraps. We just know it's set in the 40K universe. I'd like to see it.
I still hope he does. I hope he's an Inquisitor or a Rogue Trader, but he's not going to be. He's going to. I feel like he wanted to be hardcore Marine something.
We'll see, but
I would like to.
Henry Cavill is a remarkably handsome man and a mediocre actor, but a remarkably handsome man. And he's a big nerd, so I support him.
I am so loud.
Well, that's fine. The problem with the Henry Cavill though is he's also not the writer, so we'll see what they do. No, you're fine. Blah blah. But yeah, I think that if we're talking about what's outside of Imperial agents, let's do most lore accurate. I think most lore accurate. I think you're close with Guard. Guard are maybe one of the most lore accurate. Then it's gonna be those off things like Tau are actually pretty lore accurate. If I'm being honest, except for the fact that they
it bugs me huge that Tau don't have all the auxiliary races that they should have.
That's true. Yeah.
They should have this super combined arms, combined races coming in each their fights.
Ooh,
that would be way more fun if they had more stuff. They should.
Everyone would just play the battle suits. I mean, the reason you play Tau is to play battle suits. It's the same reason you play Guard to play tanks or troops. You don't do both.
I hope it's 100% Eisenhorn. By the way, if he was Eisenhorn, that would be a great show. Eisenhorn has great stories.
Yeah, I think,
and they would go. They translate the screen very well too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we'll see them because that's the thing is, they made a Fallout show that's quite good, and the whole reason the Fallout show being good is it kind of puts some random people just living in the world around all the stuff happening, and that makes it more interesting. Although we'll see what happens when they go to New Vegas. I think that like the other one that's actually lore accurate is Gene Stealer Cult. GSC feels very lore accurate to me. It's one that I should probably build a GSC army at some point.
GSC's a wild army, but like, man, it's hard to play. GSC is tough because on the table you don't get the feel. And I said this in the GSC cast. If you haven't listened to it, it's one of my favorites that we did.
Yep.
GSC is wildly insidious. It's like a horror movie. All the crazy stuff and the psychological warfare they're doing. And the confusion and the terror that they spread across the planet when it's
you're right. Let me re-caveat this. GSC before GW always nerfs them is very lore to tabletop accurate. They always get nerfed because GW give them this like they can pop up from anywhere. They have endless reinforcements, and it's like, and no one plays GSC, so no one notices until a couple big tournaments happen, and those GSC players show up and go, so I'm just going to win this whole thing now because my rules are childish compared to the rest of yours. Oopsies.
In the eighth and at the beginning of ninth, they punted them into the sun.
Oh yeah, because there was that period in eighth where it was like, so I pop up everywhere, my psychic powers shut down your entire army, and then I've got these like rando dudes holding a rock hammer who will slaughter anything you have. I mean,
I'm just getting close. I'm gonna eat the microphone, John. That's what I'm doing.
It's fine.
It's eat the microphone time.
I mean, you do realize I have complete and total control over your volume. You can
Don't
move
worry
your,
about it. I don't want you to
you can
explode things.
you can move yourself forward, and I can just reduce the volume and raise the volume, but I won't do it to our listeners
They
because
asked me. They
I know
said lean it a bit. I'm
because that
glad.
I'm only that far.
Don't take away my
I,
power.
I'm only
Don't take away my
that far
power.
into my hatch whiskey. For those of you who live in Wisconsin, this is really good. But they're only in Wisconsin. So, but I guess if you live in like north of Chicago, it's not a long drive. But Hatch, very very good stuff. Anyway, oh, someone said they read Infant and Divine. Yes, Infant and Divine, one of the best books. I'll be honest, I avoided it for a long time because I hated the cover. I thought the cover was stupid. Because it's like, that's how you buy stuff. Like, you buy stuff based on, like, you buy alcohol. Why? I like this label or this bottle. You know, you buy a video game
so
back in the day.
Stuff.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of horrid wine I've had. Snoop Dogg made a wine. Let's find out. Yeah, I found out.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. So, but I think what else should we be covering in our Q&A of wild ranging things? I think another one.
So I do want to talk. Okay, see, I'm pretty animated about stuff. I don't know. We talk about the Lords of Terra wildly more than we do the Lords of Terra because one of us just likes flicking me in the head basically to get me all fired up. And when we do these when we do these when we're not together, I still run around and get all excited and actually angry when we talk about the Lords of Terra. Like, I'm mad, and then John makes fun of me for about a half hour afterwards.
Oh yeah, that actually is true. So we will do a cast talk about Lords of Terra, and I see Brad like kind of like you know, like grinding his teeth and like not flexing like he's trying to impress somebody, just like the rage where all like this, like your traps are going. And like, are you okay? And I realize he's just this upset about the Lords of Terra.
Yep.
And I have
the quote of, you know, that's not a real person, right?
They're not real people. Yeah. Like, you're A-okay, Brad. They're not real people. You're fine.
We're so behind. I'm just watching and I saw you do the trap thing. And it's just like,
yeah, it's
just
fine.
Came on the screen.
It's fine. Everyone's fine. But yeah, so Brad, like that's the difference between the two of us. One of us knows this is pretend, and I want to put out the irony of that is I do have my D&D books behind me. If you guys look behind me, there is a very old Player's Handbook from good old second edition. Brad still plays D&D, so the two of us, who should be better at separating the worlds of reality from not reality? It's not Brad. He rages about the Lords of Terra over and over and over again. Oh God.
All the time. Yeah. I learned nothing. I would just be sitting here pushing the button, shocking myself.
And by the way, Thaco is traumatizing. It is. There's nothing.
Thaco is traumatizing.
Yeah, there's not, especially a well leveled up character where you're like, all right, I can roll a 3. I can roll a 4 better.
What's a good armor class? -10, clearly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I actually will admit, so I haven't played D&D. I still play D&D, but I still play second edition because I just don't feel like learning any new editions. I have nothing against Wizards of the Coast. They've done a great job with it, but I just don't feel like learning a new edition. And there's a bunch of, and I'll be candid, Baldur's Gate 3 was the first good video game they made that was with the new D&D rules, and I don't fully understand them, so I just keep playing my gold box games on my DOS emulator.
I just ran on on Saturday, which I say I ran. I play with a mixed group of 35 to 54-year-olds, and it is a talk about stuff while people drink expensive scotch, and sometimes we game.
Let's have some fun. Let's, you know what? Let's mess around. One thing I think we should do is, all right, what's the best settings? Let's actually, I'm gonna mess around. Let's do D&D and 40K. But let's start with 40K. 40K. What's, in your opinion, the best setting from a story standpoint? Is it current? Is it old?
Am I just reading it? Am I playing? What am I trying?
Reading, playing. We get the show up playing. It's a lore cast. So from a lore standpoint,
it's different.
Okay. From a lore standpoint, what's your favorite?
From a lore standpoint, Well, I've got favorites and then I've got wants because one of my
Okay.
wants is I would like to have more Xenocentric. Like I'm a big Eldar fan, and they've write very few things
Oh,
from the point of view of Eldar.
should we bring
It's
back
almost
Zotes
everything.
so you can learn
I
more
will
about
punch you for that. I will punch you right in the throat. Throat punch.
Punch. Yeah, yeah. Bring back the Zotes so we can get a better understanding of the real motivation behind the Tyranids.
The Fallout RPG is really good, actually. They got good rules.
I haven't played it. Yeah.
Dark Heresy or Black Crusade. Yes, I played Dark Heresy a while back, but I actually just did a bastardized version. I did D20, and then I just put it in the 40k universe.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot easier.
But
It was easier to get players.
But
Because
when you consume the lore, what's your favorite era? As a better way of asking of 40k, what's your favorite era?
when I consume it, I like the fact that because of the fact this is just a preference because of how much time I spent. I like us moving the story forward. So I like that it's moving the story forward, or I like looking way back, like War of Heaven. I wish they would do more of that and Eldar focus stuff. But I like us moving, and the reason though is all of the codices for 20 some years, and most of the books were written at a specific window in time. You know, they didn't move the storyline along. They were allowed to write about the Horus Heresy, which I really enjoyed, but we couldn't move forward. So I enjoy the books going forward, just giving me new storyline.
Yeah, see, I'll be
No matter
honest.
how cool of a book you write in the old stuff, I know that nothing's going to change. It's like watching a show where you know there's no chance of certain people dying.
That's fair. Yeah, see, I like the stuff. I mean, they don't do a lot of it. I like the M36 stuff, just the kind of that random in the middle bit where because you can have a lot of fun in those areas. There's not much of it. I mean, when I say I like that, I'm reading codexes. I'll cover the fluffy list in a sec because I need to set you up for something that Brad did.
I was going to say I have multiple things with those. Yes.
Yeah. So Brad has done very well with. I mean, we're gonna go with fluffy lists now. We have to be. Let's caveat this a little bit. You don't run terrible stuff, but you almost won the Salt City with the Power Rangers. That was close. Where you decided to bring one of every aspect. Last City. Yeah.
That was before they got the codex too. So they were just bad.
Yeah. There was that one. I've seen you do a few tournaments with some things that are fluffy. But the thing when Brad does fluffy, it's more not necessarily fluffy, it's more lore accurate. I'll give you that. Brad has run something on lore accurate.
You got to think that I took orcs to multiple big things and won with them when everybody said that I was insane for bringing orcs at the time.
Yeah, but that was
they weren't even on the radar.
But I'm saying there was you've run some lists, you've run some events with some lists that actually like they make complete lore sense, but they also had some rules in their favor.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't not.
I'm still a power gamer.
Yeah.
I'm a paradox of power gaming and fluff bunny play.
If you guys want to hear some funny stuff, in History of 40K, we had Brad's friend Snigs on with us, and they discussed there was a thing back in 2nd edition, 3rd edition, 4th, I think up through 5th edition, where you had a comp score in which your opponents in the tournament would rate your army on how lore accurate it was. Brad did not do well on comp score.
I had a tournament. This is one of my favorites on this. You got a score. If your opponent gave you a score of 10, 0 to 10 in sportsmanship, 0 to 10 in comp.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, if they didn't give you a good comp score, a lot of people didn't give you a good sportsmanship score. So I played this army that everyone hated. I played Insane Clown Blasi. That was back when you couldn't do anything to the Falcons unless you rolled boxcars. So I played this army, and I'm just getting zeroed crazy. And one of the guys comes up, I know the guy's running the place, and walks up to me and goes, "You've gotten 4 zeros in sportsmanship and 5 votes that you were their favorite player. How does that happen?"
Yeah, because your list is horrible, Brad. This is a horrible list, and it feels like you're cheating. But you are an enjoyable human being. So that's basically what they wrote you. The one person asked a question about why does Warhammer do space combat like it's a naval battle. They're not good at space combat. I do like Battlefleet Gothic. It's a game I enjoy, but I'll be candid on the tabletop. If I wanted to play like a space battle game, I'd play X-Wing. It's a lot better.
Good game.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah,
better.
well, the thing is all of us are invested now. The people in 40K, the lore is great, the community's fun, we've had a great time, but having to wait while your opponent gets to do all of his shooting and punching while you get to hang out
Yeah.
isn't my favorite.
All right, so now we're getting
I,
some fun questions. All right, which Primark do we want to come back next? Go ahead, Brad.
can you expand on how you use scouts as
Yeah,
fodder?
we'll get to that in a
That
second. Yeah,
dude, the meme that I've got for me is fantastic for that too.
yeah. But
Uh,
which Prime? I know which Primark Brad wants back. It's really quick. Go ahead.
the one that I thought was coming back, I would have put hot money on Lehman Russ coming back because 13th Company came back, Wolfen came back, and I was like, there is no way that they're not going to do the full prophecy because when the 13th Company comes back, the Great Wolf is going to come back. And they were like,
Yeah.
nah, he's not coming back at all.
For someone
Bullshit.
playing the game for
Also,
30 years, how have you not figured out GW foreshadowing is kind of forever.
also, why do I not have Vulcan? He's alive and he shows up like every other month.
Oh yeah, I mean Vulcan's probably on
Can I
the
get
list.
can I get a model?
Yeah.
You're like, I just saw Vulcan the other day. He drove by and got something from Big Boy. You're like, what? Like,
I actually
I just
like
saw him.
it's this thing. So as a player, I would love to see them bring back like either Russ. I actually don't want Lehman back only because I think Space Wolves are good enough without him. But I'd like to see Rogel come back. Vulcan's fine. But what I would really
Take
like,
that back. Just fine.
what I would really like is if
He'd have an
GW
awesome model though,
he
because he's a
would.
head taller than the
Oh
rest of
no,
the
he would.
Primarchs.
I just want GW just to have this because again, my brain is not correct. I want GW to do a massive press announcement somewhere. I got a Adepticon where it was saying the next Primark is coming, and everyone goes to the room, and everyone's excited. Who is the Primark? Who's coming back? And it's Jagadaikon. And
Boo.
everyone's like,
Even I will boo
yeah,
that
like,
one.
what? Why? He's been in the Webway, or the Webway, he's been in Gamora, he's back. And just watching an entire room going, yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. Because no one would be mad. They'd just be disappointed. And that would be really
Yeah.
funny.
By the way, one of the best comments so far. Vulcan is the uncle that sends great gifts, but you never see him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The worst is the last reveal. I got so excited because I can't even remember where I was. I was somewhere where
Yeah.
I couldn't get to it, and they go, "Oh man, Brad, it was so awesome! They revealed Vulcan," and then I get to open the file and it's Eston. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Damn it! You bunch of liars!"
It would be it was kind of mean. It was kind of mean. Also, fun though, the scouts thing. I'm not sure. Brad always knew scouts were children, but it wasn't till our cast that I really was able to get him to understand that he has been sacrificing children for 30 years.
Wolf Scouts aren't though. Wolf Scouts aren't.
Yes, they are. They're still
But I don't
neophytes.
sacrifice them.
Oh,
No,
yeah, fair.
Wolf Scouts
Yeah,
are actually older.
it's fair.
Wolf
Yeah.
Scouts actually, because remember they come in from reserve. Remember Wolf Scouts used to be able to come in on the same board side, but no one else could do it.
Look, Space
Wolf Scouts
Wolves.
were awesome.
Space Wolves are still paying a penance. They've made them good a couple times, but that 7th edition, that penance is there. Not as well as Chaos. And we talked about that on our last 40K history 40K cast with Alan, talking about like how long has Chaos Marines been paying for the 3rd edition codex? Sins of the past.
Yes, so much. I can't let this one go because what would you do if Lorgar got brought back before Lehman Russ? Okay, those are fighting words. That's not even
no. Okay, so I actually here's the Lorgar actually makes sense to bring back into the lore though, because no one has moved the lore of the game as much as Lorgar has. So, but you could
Erebus.
no, but no, not Lorgar. If you brought my thing is you would bring Lorgar back.
Zeus just called me Anakin.
Yeah,
killing all of them.
Yeah, you are. Order 32, and once again, it's that how you start every game. We're gonna start today with the game. Is it Order 32? By the way, I don't watch enough Star Wars.
66.
66. Yeah, Brad opens every game with Order 66. All the children on the front line. But what
by the way, this next tournament next week I'm going to 2 units of scouts.
I
not
would
just
laugh though.
one.
Like the thing is, you could bring. I will defend the Lorgar thing. If you brought Lorgar back, but you did, but this was what moved us into like M42. Lorgar could move the lore that fast. He's one of the few people in the game that could actually move the lore that much. Him and Gilliman could actually they could do a lot because they've done enough with Abaddon or Abaddon or who cares. Uh, uh yeah, 10,000 members on Discord was really weird. It was
I
weird.
need both. I was trying to put that in so you keep the story going. I'm just throwing it in.
It was just that this has been wild to me, man. Like it was a weird day today, getting 10,000 members in Discord, and yeah, I mean, there is nothing I love more than the amount of people who come in. Fun stories for those who haven't figured out from seeing me with my microphones off my head. I've got a very bad cauliflower ear. I've been doing jujitsu for 20 years. I've had a few different people at the gym I'm at go, "Hey, your voice is familiar." And I'd be like, "Yeah, that's me."
I enjoy telling people with your bad cauliflower ear that you started doing jujitsu recently.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, I just picked it up.
what happened to his ears, man?
All right, and
I don't know.
yeah.
It's been like 6 months, I think. He just started.
Just
he
picked it
was
up.
doing some CrossFit and he switched over to jiu-jitsu.
Oh God, it's basically, man. If you're
Operation Human Shield,
yeah.
Yes.
One of the best lines in a movie ever, by the way. Yeah. So modern 40K is, I believe we are. It's not 99. Is it 99 M41 still, or did we get to M42 finally?
No, we still haven't. They haven't officially said it's crossed because we were in 41.9 something.
Yeah, it was 999 of M41 where all this stuff was happening. But at a certain point, I mean, who knows? We're going to get 11th edition next year. So at that point, they may. I would love it if they release a novel and push us into M42 because it doesn't really matter at this point. But it's just kind of weird to be like, where is everybody? Because they're kind of everywhere. It is a I don't know, 40.
It is M42 now. I was just saying. I was trying to figure out the time. I mean, we've been in 99 whatever for a while.
Yeah,
so.
I just like when they move it forward because it was. I mean, for 20 years, it was like that countdown to the New Year's Eve, and everyone just stops at 1. No,
we're gonna Y2K it.
Yeah, those were wild. All right, but before we bail, let's talk about some other things. All right, Brad, what's the best setting for D&D?
Tough.
What's the best world, or whatever you want to call it?
What's this? Make your own. But
yeah.
I'm an old man, so I love Greyhawk. But
see, I'm Dragonlance, but I'm also an old man. I love Dragonlance.
I like Dragonlance, but I feel it's very specific. So like,
it is. I mean, Forgotten Realms was a lot easier, but yeah.
I'm actually playing Bastardized. Well, I'm actually doing a campaign in an Earth-based world, but
that's fun.
I like Greyhawk probably Forgotten Realms is like the base is the base now.
But it's good. The thing of Forgotten Realms, it's really good. Now. Oh, they moved over everyone. Yeah, I mean, again, second edition, it was Forgotten Realms was your main. Ravenloft was too weird to play in, and then you'd go to.
Ravenloft's good for one-offs and stuff, though. Like it's a good setting for a story. It's not for a campaign. Barovia for sure, yeah. Like for a not a campaign. I don't want to play a campaign though. Castle Ravenloft was amazing. They did the remake of Castle Strahd. Planescape is wild because it gives you infinite amounts of stuff to do.
Yeah.
But it's wild because most of my players either are too wild or drink too much to not do something dumb when you have that many powerful entities just wandering around, especially if you do a sigil-based campaign.
Yeah.
Which is all the planes together.
Yeah, I mean, my thing was, I mean, if you guys look behind me, if you don't know what that is, it's Rifts. That was one I played. Rifts, I still think is one of the. It started off to be one of the best RPGs ever made, and then your character creation took 7.5 hours, and you went, I don't feel like playing this anymore.
Second edition modules did rule. I actually like first and second edition modules a lot better because of the fact. This is me because it let you put more of your own mojo in it. I do like reading new modules because they read like full stories. They put everything in there.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I will say this is what it's a good segue back into 40K. So I fell in love with D&D as a kid, and then I fell in love with Rift shortly thereafter. Where what Warhammer did that was really unique was that they kept the same piece of there's so much lore within the playing of the game. And to me, that's what makes Warhammer amazing. When I talk to other people about it, people in other, like, just call it what is nerd culture. And they're like, well, you have a podcast on Warhammer. And these are people who like are super into whatever game it is. And they'd say, well, like, how much information is there? I'm like, well, there's 400 Black Library novels and then another 300 codexes. But even when you'd buy your codex, this goes back to like D&D stuff, Rifts, I like palladium games, but even Cyberpunk, all those ones, you would get this incredible amount of just background sitting in it. Like, we're doing these history of 40K, so I'm downloading, because they're free, the old 3rd edition, 4th edition codexes, and like, or even the 3rd edition, 4th edition just rule books. Half the book is lore.
They had such good lore. I that's one thing that I think that they're doing. They're hit and miss now. I think they did a great job in some of the books of just carrying it on.
So it's the great Dick asked the question. I would love a new White Scars book. I'm sorry, who? That's GW's viewpoint on this.
I think that is probably your second most kicked thing.
The difference is I actually don't like Tau. Well, not hate, but I don't hate Tau. I'm not a huge fan of Tau because of the bad touch they gave me in 8th edition. White Scars, it's when you do a lore cast, you start reading more and more, and you do all this stuff, you realize, holy crap, GW just forgot about them. Like, GW went out to get milk. It's the dad of the White Scars, and just never came back. That's where the White Scars are. Like, all through the Horus Heresy, they are incredible. They're critical. They're critical to all the stories. Even the pre-heresy, they're incredible. And then post-heresy, oh yeah, they joined the Scouring, and then Jagadai disappeared. And every now and then, we're going to give them rules. And the most important rule we'll give them is advance and charge. But we're going to make it that so that their most important character has to run.
But you mock one of our 4 White Scars friends. Neither one of us will be in South Dakota this weekend. It is far away.
Yes, that is.
I'm actually going
quite far
in
away.
2 weeks. I'm going to Salt City. I'm going to Utah.
To Salt Lake City. It's not Salt City. It's Salt Lake.
Salt City, whatever.
You missed it.
Look, the real Salt City happens for me. They both take me about the same amount of time to get there, but one I get into a plane for.
Yeah, that's a long trip. I will be at an anniversary for me and my wife.
Dude, I want you to tell you that some of our 40K people are crazy people. So I booked my plane. I booked with Brian, Brett, and a couple of the guys are all flying together. And we're, flying out of Detroit Airport, going out of Salt Lake City. And I'm like, hey, Kramer, what flight are you guys coming? Well, they're like, we rented a van and we're driving from 3 hours into Michigan to Utah. I was like, you guys don't own a map? Those two are not close together.
No.
1 mile. Yeah. They asked me if I wanted to go there. I was like, not unless you B.A. Baracus me and I just wake up there. No.
How long?
Do I have time for D&D and Warhammer? Okay, guys, here's the thing. If you want to have more time to do things, just do like my doctor always tells me, and don't sleep. It's super good for you.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't. Candidly, actually, I don't play very much Warhammer anymore. This is a really common question we get. I only play Warhammer 5-6 times a year. Candidly, I wish I could play more, but this is fun, so I do this instead.
I also don't have kids, and I do this for a living. So
yeah, I have a child, I have jiu-jitsu, I have a wife, I have a job, I have multiple podcasts. So yeah, John had to give up some stuff. So now before I used to buy and paint models and say to myself, I can't wait to play this on the board, and then never did. Now I buy and paint models and accept the fact that I will never play them on the board. So
somebody tell me why I've got a number 2 crown next to my name. Did I do something? Did I achieve something? Do I unlock something? I need to know.
You probably spend too much time on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
That's what that is. Like, oh yeah, he's here a lot. Give him an award. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna tell a story. Zoobs was all being not showing up. He's like, I didn't want to just barge in. I'm like, to the after game D&D game, show up. We would have loved to have you.
Oh,
Come on.
you're a top commenter. Good job, Brad.
My own cast. Not only am I talking as part of the
Oh,
cast, I'm also talking as part of the commentary about my comments about that.
yeah,
I know that you know that I know that you know.
yeah.
Ha ha!
Oh, Brad. All right, but before I get too drunk on whiskey, we probably should bring this thing to kind of a wrap because I also have some other stuff to do. But what I really wanted to do was kind of close this thing out with more of a heartfelt piece to everybody. This has been awesome. This is great, and we're so happy to do it. We're going to keep doing it until one of us dies. Think we know which one.
Why does it have to be one of us and then we all pause and go, you know what? Pan over to here, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Like Brad's collection. Brad has a collection of pills. This is why I love Brad to death. I really do. But you have like when we discuss your health, it's like, how old are you? Like it's kind of like it's like you were like one of those baseball players who had a fake birth certificate. You know, it's but no one's told you. It's like, oh no.
I'm Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
No, beaten by a child.
Yes. But no, this cast is amazing, and it really does give both of us a lot of joy. And that's the main thing I want to thank everyone for. Is it's not just that you listen to it. This actually makes, at least for me, and I think for Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, it makes our day better. Having people come back to us, make comments to us, it's, you know, and I mean that seriously. Like I've had mental health problems for most of my life, and you know, sports have been hiding that kind of stuff, but this cast has been really good for me. Really, really good for me, and I do want to thank everyone for that. From like just like on a more serious note, it's been great. It's been great to have this level of feedback, this level of reward. It means a lot, and so I thank all of you for listening and liking it, and you know, telling us all this stuff we get wrong. I think for Brad
So
too.
much.
I mean, Brad's had not a great, you know, run of health recently, but you guys have all been there for him. But it's true. But people have been there for you. I mean, and I know that. I mean, Brad's more old school macho than I am, so I'm be more honest about this with you all. But he and I have talked like post like whatever the last heart fucking procedure you had was. It meant a lot to him that people were like pinging in the Discord. Is Brad okay? Is Brad checking on him? It meant a lot to him. So I do. I thank you all. This is good for us. But yeah.
It is true. I want to wrap this up in a heartfelt way. Proceeds to take a guess as to who will die first. That is literally how this works, though.
Not my fault. I mean, like it is a common conversation where I do have a backup for him already, and it's Brad's best friend.
Oh, no. Let's talk about these two things. One, they've talked about how they're replacing me and how they're going to continue on. Also, I don't know, in front of me with about 20 other people around, they've talked about hosting the Bradchester Memorial Tournament while I'm still alive.
All right, fine. I'll end on this story because this is one of my favorite stories. Brad has a couple best friends. One of them you guys have seen in the history 40K cast, Snigs. Snigs and Brad, how long you guys know each other now? 30 years?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that realm.
Somewhere there.
And we all love Snigs. Snigs, well, there's a grouch, but, you know, he can get grumpy from time to time. So the entire plan we had for an event was to release the Bradchester Memorial GT. But Brad's not dead. And all we're going to have is, you know, all the events for a GT like you normally sign up for. And then we have a bit that there says, if you want any questions about Brad's death, please call Snigs and put his phone number in there. Just so he'd have to get 1,000 phone calls like, what happened to Brad? Over and over and over again.
He would lose his mind.
He would, but the idea we had was awesome. We were going to have the memorial tournament, and then we were going to wheel in a casket, and then Undertaker style, Brad was going to pop out of it with an army, and you didn't realize, but random players had to play him. Yeah, it was it was a good event. It was going to be a good
real
idea.
Deep.
Yeah,
Everybody was really drunk at the time, so
we were hammered, and this was still a very good idea. But I think on that note of Brad's not dead yet, we should end this. It's been fantastic. Yeah. Just that's kind of what it comes into. But no, seriously, everyone, thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Thanks for everything. This has been great. Have a good night.